We're here today with Samantha Hunter Padgett. She's the General Counsel here at the Florida Retail Federation, and she's an integral part of our team here at Advocacy, Intervention, and Politics at the Team Retail. Samantha, thank you very much. Tell me a little bit, for those of us who are not involved in the day-to-day, what does the AIP team do?
Well, we advocate on behalf of our members in front of the legislature and regulatory agencies. And even though the legislature meets only 60 days a year, we are in action 365 days a year, making sure that our members' interests are at the top of the agenda for all the regulatory agencies, that they're aware of the issues that are important to the retail industry. We also are very active politically. So as you hit those election cycles, we make sure that we're engaging with all of those members that could definitely impact the retail industry if and when elected. Our team was very much in action. One of the issues that we always are very heavily involved in fact, we lead the business coalition, is on unemployment compensation, which is now known as reemployment assistance. Florida Retail Federation led the charge to ensure that the costs for employers would be $50 less per employee, and that's a significant savings for businesses of all sizes. We're also advocating heavily on the issue of e-fairness. While last year that issue did not gain the traction that we would like, it really laid the foundation for this year, and we believe that issue will play heavily this year during the legislative session. We are one of the only business associations in the state of Florida that engage in those rate hearings. And as you know, and as our members know, that their utility costs are a significant part of their bottom line. And it's often an expense that they don't feel they can do much about. Well, that's not true. We can advocate and intervene in those rate hearings and ensure that the utility costs that our retailers are paying is fair, is balanced, and that we have a presence as that decision is being made at the Public Service Commission. Prior to 2003, Florida had some of the highest workers' compensation rates in the nation. Starting in 2003, you had a significant reform package that was passed, and ever since then, you've seen those rates decrease by 56% overall in the state of Florida. Issues such as attorney's fees costs, these are the things where we have advocated for our members and really shown the legislature how that impacts the bottom line for Florida's employers, and we've been able to make significant changes. We now have reasonable, fair, and balanced workers' compensation rates. Absolutely. A good example would be a member of our Beauty Industry Council who was trying to get his license changed. He was moving from one location to another. And as a salon, when you're changing from one location to another, it requires not just an amendment, you have to get a whole new license. And this gentleman, his salon was supposed to open soon. He had a grand opening planned, but had not yet been able to get his new salon location licensed. We were able to communicate with our contacts, the Department of Business and Professional Regulation, and he was able to open his new location on time. I love working for the retail industry. I personally finance the retail industry rather heavily, and I'm a very regular shopper, but it is such a fantastic industry that creates meaningful jobs in the state of Florida. And I always believe that working for the retail industry, we're always on the right side of issues. And you have such hardworking people in all the different genres of the retail industry, and it's just a joy to make sure that they can provide jobs. I believe that shopping is fun and that retailing is a joy, and to make sure that these members can do business every day and bring that service to Florida citizens is just an absolute pleasure.